what's going on. So this is gonna be about that nightlight meant even more in the summer. You know, if you grew up with whoever was taking care of you, summertime nightlight meant even more. Now, if you had to happen to have that situation where it was summertime and it was dark and you got to stay a little bit late, you were fortunate. But usually when the lights came on, it meant you had to hightail it to the crib. You had but so much time to get back home. So you knew what you had to do. Talk about a time period where the summertime was always like magical, if you will. I mean, how many times in the summertime where you were just kind of like enjoying, sometimes the heat is so strong and the best part of the night doesn't happen until like it's late and you're just really caught up in it, and you're really just kind of like, it's amazing how that kind of works where sometimes the best part is like 8:30, 9 o'clock, but you had to hurry and get home. You had to hurry and be home. Summertime nightlight was real. I think I've said it before and I say it again. I got in trouble back in the day. My grandparents weren't playing with that. Now, you want to rip and run all day and you're supposed to check back home after an hour or so. But sometimes you just got out in the mood, and that summertime was no joke, playing ball with friends or trying to chase girls or something back in the day, trying to get them numbers, trying to get to that mall, trying to, get some clothes, trying to act like you own it, even if you weren't on it. But that summertime was real. But that summertime nightlight was real. If you didn't hit that, you might feel and get your butt grounded, and you might get a spanking, or you just don't come out for a minute. And it was, I don't know, two worst things that could happen to you in the summertime: getting grounded or being sick. Those were the two evils. They were like, I don't want neither one of those two joints. But that was real, and those were non-obligated because ain't it funny, like when it was cold outside or something, because you're doing your homework, but you're going to play ball or something. There wasn't no curfew. There wasn't no restrictions per se, because your butt wasn't going to be out there. But that summer heat be making you crazy. You're trying to get cool. You're trying to, do things a certain way. And it was like, oh man, I got to go do this. This is what's up. So it was real, very much real. And, you know, you just kind of it kind of just jogs your memory thinking about what that time period was like and all of the things that you did, and the things that you were getting into. So um there was definitely something about that summertime, that vibe, that element. You were like trying to do what you wanted to do, and it was like, this ain't no joke, this is real talk. So anyway, just having a reflection about the summertime and how it just kind of, set everything up, and all those different fun times. And it doesn't last as long as you think, because actually, as your life goes on, those memories start to kind of fade. I remember, like, again, once I got to a certain point in time, it was irrelevant. But it seemed at the time like the most happening thing. But then other priorities start to take place. So again, it depends on what your teenage life was like, and before that was like. But yeah, that summertime nightlight and all the things that you could get into, and then you daydream about it. And if you get grounded, or you get sick, it's just like it just sinks it like a battleship. Anyway, let me know what you think. Please like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear, watch out for another. Shit if you like. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I'm out one time. Peace.